are all familiar with that feeling of extreme motivation and determination for the first week of the new year. You wake up early, eat healthy, and go to the gym. Then, for most people, life happens and you turn on the same old binge eating with Netflix mode on. Let's talk about how to set and achieve your goals today. How do we get out of this situation? According to Wikipedia, a goal or objective is an idea of the future or desired result that a person or a group of people envision, plan, and commit to achieve. So, the commitment is the part that we cannot seem to get right. So, how do we fix this? Number one is understanding your why. Whatever your goal is, you have to have a deep why or reason for doing this. If it's external validation, for example, you want to, everybody is doing it, that's why you want to do it, you really don't want to, or you feel like you'll get more validation if you do this. If it's something external like that, it's going to be really difficult to be consistent. As you get older, something you understand is that not everyone is thinking about you. The world doesn't actually revolve around you. Some people might show some interest, but everybody is basically thinking about their own life. They're not always in the spotlight. So doing something for somebody else not gonna work. It's very easy to put life on autopilot these days, but you are more likely to be miserable pursuing a goal for external validation. Give it some time, self reflect, maybe adopt a habit like journaling or something, and figure out why you want to do this. It has helped me a lot in deciding my major. I chose computer science after doing a lot of thinking. Even though people around me were not optimistic about my decision, I had a deep understanding of things that I enjoy, my personality, and the kind of life I want to design for myself. Most of the time, following the crowd doesn't work because you are a unique individual and you have your own skills and your own positives and negatives. So, what works for them may not work for you. You have to understand your natural curiosities and what kind of life you want, what kind of life is gonna make you happy and satisfied. One example from my own personal life is that my parents wanted me to go into medical field when I completed high school, but I kind of knew that I am not the kind of person who would enjoy medical field at all. That's why I chose computer science. If I had chosen to go into medical field, I wouldn't have been happy. So understand your why. I was born in 1995 and I grew up in the mountains in Kerala. It was a beautiful place with an amazing climate and I was an outdoorsy kid. I had no smart devices around me. I got my first smartphone when I was in my second year of engineering and unlimited internet when Jio was introduced in India during my graduation days. My point is that growing up, I had so much free space in my brain to create and refine ideas and just think about random things. I also remember my early adulthood days when my screen time was more than 10 hours and I could feel how my brain was getting overwhelmed, tired, and confused while making decisions. Technology is definitely not a villain, but the way we use it is a little bit problematic. Be aware of your screen time, embrace boredom, practice meditation, remove the background stimulation at least for a set period every single day. Don't run away from your thoughts. Be open to new ideas and opportunities. You will eventually get your why. Number two is setting realistic goals. Don't be delusional with goal setting. You know, the kind of achievements that you see in the cinema, the cinematic endings, doesn't really happen. Be realistic. Something that I realized after studying data science is that our human perspective of probability is very kind of wrong. An idea that caught my attention from the psychology of money is to take a calculated risk and always have a backup. Set goals that are more in your control. I have a small YouTube channel with 500 subscribers. I film everything on my Samsung smartphone. So my goal with my channel is not to hit 1 million followers this year. If that happens, that will be a statistical anomaly. My goal is just to upload 100 videos and improve and learn something new with each video. The major difference is that my goal is something I can control. Another thing is writing out your goals. Convert your goal into something more actionable. The more details you include, the better. I cannot stress this enough. Your brain won't hold anything that you think. Human brain is good at generating ideas and not storing them. Take some time out and write everything down. I realized this for the first time when I was 15. I used to rely on my brain. Till then, my ideology was if it's important, my brain will remind me. Did I forget important tasks and deadlines? Yes. Eventually, I got this pocket diary to write down my goals, projects, and tasks because our math teacher insisted on it, and it changed my life. I cannot explain how free my brain was. The overwhelmed phase that I was in always was just gone. Write out your goals. I used to do this since I was in school. I used to, whenever I feel like my brain is confused, I used to write out everything and look at it from a distance and grasp an abstract view of things, and it helps a lot. Journaling is a really good practice. Also, writing out things helps you to do reverse goal setting. I had done this many times. When you want to achieve something in a specific time period, for example, you have an exam in like 1 or 2 weeks, write out your goal. Your goal might be, I want to perform well in this upcoming exam. Focus on the verb while writing them down. Break down your goals into projects and then tasks. Assign a deadline to each task. So, what can you do? You can go through all the modules, you can count how many days there are, and you can divide the days based on the difficulty of the modules, and you can schedule some time for question paper prep and stuff like that. Reverse goal setting is an amazing strategy for short term goals. When it comes to long term goals, you might need to convert them into more actionable habits. Your goal might be, I want to be fitter. In this year, I want to lose 10 kgs. Assume that your goal is, I want to lose 10 kgs. If your goal is to lose 10 kgs, maybe convert them into actionable habits. Focus more on the verb, like I want to go for a walk for 3 days a week. I want to do strength training maybe 2 days a week. I want to spend, the more specific the better. Like if you are saying things like, I want to spend 30 minutes in the gym every day, like from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., then that's more specific. Your brain will take it as a default action, and that habit will help you reach your end goal to lose 10 kgs. Another one is have a main goal. So I had done this before, I'm guilty of this. I have like 10, 15 huge goals. That doesn't work. We are humans, we don't have the bandwidth to do that. We have to focus on one particular goal. That should be your highlight. Don't bite more than you can chew. Especially with the rise of social media, everyone seems to have it all, and we want to have everything instantly. We want to be rich in a month, lose weight in a week, and have an amazing relationship without putting any effort. Life doesn't work like that. Slow down. Slow and steady wins the race. You can create small projects that will help you reach your goal. For example, you want to lose 10 kgs. One of your project might be try a Whole30 diet for maybe 30 days. Another one of your project could be do brisk walking for 30 days. You can do mini projects inside that comes under this particular goal. When it comes to writing out goals, vision boards actually help. I don't believe in all the create a vision board, leave it aside, and if you don't do anything about it and it will come to you, I don't believe in that. But while creating vision board, you're prioritizing what you want in your life, so it kind of remains in your subconscious mind. When you go ahead and do your daily life things, whenever you see an opportunity, it's gonna trigger. I think that's how it works. I'm not a huge proponent of creating vision boards, but I like the idea because it kind of helps you filter the noise and makes you self-reflect and think about what you want. That's the best part. Practice delayed gratification. We are all overstimulated because of our phones, because of the media, because of all the things that is going around. I was born in 95 and I got my first smartphone when I was in second year of my engineering. Until then, my school and studies had been a constant source of dopamine for me. I didn't have a lot of overstimulating things around me. I can see the difference. I genuinely think if I was studying right now, it would have been much more difficult for me because our brain craves instant gratification and dopamine. Whenever we try to do hard things, it's really hard to do. So if we are not careful, we may not do any hard things in our life. Every profession, everything, everybody have to go through some hard aspects. Right now, I'm reading Ali Abdal's book, Feel Good Productivity. So he had been saying the whole, I haven't reached the end or anything. I'm like two, three, maybe 4 or 5 pages in, but the whole idea of the book is that enjoy the journey. That's very important. Life does not happen after you achieve your goal, it's happening right now. If you don't enjoy the journey, you are probably not going to be as happy as think you would be once you achieved your goal. The first year of engineering was a little bit too much for me. There were moments when I hated studying for exams. It was different from my high school where notes were directly given by teachers, but eventually I started enjoying the exams. It was some subjects were really difficult and I had to create something to enjoy the journey. I had a planning routine. Once the exam dates were declared, I visit my parents and stay there for a few days, just relaxing and decluttering my brain. Then I would come back to the hostel and take a printout of the entire semester syllabus. I would collect all the books and materials, mostly digital copies. On those days, I would get 8 hours of sleep, mostly 10:30 to 6:30. By that time, I started understanding the importance of sleep and planning in my life. I would start studying in the morning. I would take occasional breaks, mostly spending time with roommates or watching a show for 15 minutes until my brain felt ready again. I would prepare this mind map kind of notes, and that was my highlight. Preparing those notes was something that I enjoyed a lot. Creating a good environment for you to work or study, making things cozy. Doing steps to enjoy the journey helps a lot. So, as a child, sometimes you have to make sense of things through some delusional rules and ideas. But when I grew up, we all got exposed to internet, and it's like this knowledge bank. You have papers, you have books, you get access to all these things. Then my thoughts kind of started changing. Learning data science and probability, there's a lot of math going into all this. I'm not going to get so nerdy about this, but let's just say that the things that human brain sees as miracles more probable to happen if you look at it from a mathematical perspective. So if you want to learn more about vision boards and the science behind it, I had listened to a podcast with Dr. Tara Swart, and I will link it down below. It's a really good podcast to understand why it works and why it works well for some people. If it works, use it. It works for you. Another important factor to fix your goals. So I was listening to this podcast between Ali Abdal and Mark Manson, and they were talking about the idea of self-help. There are two types of self-help. One set of self-help books focus on fixing the foundation, and another set focus on increasing your potential. If the foundation is not there, nothing you are going to do is gonna work. Fixing your health, fixing your happiness, and building a social life, these are the things that helps everybody as human, and these are the foundational steps. So in order to set and achieve realistic goals and design a life intentionally, you will have to fix your foundational steps first and then move on to implementing more advanced ideas. Also, one more thing is keep your goals to yourself. So the idea behind this is that when you tell someone that this is your goal, they might say, oh, that's really amazing, you're gonna get it. That kind of gives you a satisfaction you might get when you achieve the goal. Scientifically, it's better to keep your goals to yourself until you reach the last part, and once you get that dopamine release, you may not put enough effort. I can proudly say that I've never failed an exam in my graduation and post graduation. I've also scored high marks, but it was never my goal. I think I have written around 100 university exam till now. When it comes to work, I make sure to set my environment as comfortable and distraction free as possible. If you're a procrastinator, getting an accountability partner or a mentor can be amazing for you. I used to have study partners during my post graduation, and the whole study experience was just elevated. So experiment a lot and figure out what works for you. Build a routine that works for you. Just do it. What's the worst thing that could happen anyway? I'm so grateful for 2023. I at this point when I'm recording this video, I have 486 subscribers. I'm so grateful for all of you. If you subscribe to my channel for a specific type of content, comment down below what you want to watch. Thank you for watching. This is all for today's video. See you in the next video. Bye.